What's up, Musculation Nation, and welcome to today's video. We're going to be talking about calories, in particular 2,000 calories, and what would happen if you were to eat only 2,000 calories per day. Now, first of all, let's take a look at what 2,000 calories looks like. So, this is what 2,000 calories looks like. 2,009 calories exactly, if you want to be precise. If I was to have 2,000 calories, I'd probably have something like this. There's a bit of variety there, well, as much variety as possible with the limited calories we have. The macros are 186 grams of protein, 55 grams of fat, and 191 grams of carbs. Now, if we took an individual, such as myself, who eats much more than 2,000 calories per day on average, for me, I'm kind of around 3,000 calories, 3,500 calories, just to maintain my weight at around 94, 95 kilograms. Now, I thought for this video I'd do an experiment and eat only 2,000 calories a day for a week and see what would happen. And I didn't do it. In fact, I couldn't do it. I tried for 3 days, and on the third day I cracked because I was that hungry I couldn't even sleep, and I thought it's not worth it for a YouTube video. I feel absolutely horrendous. Now, I did manage to do it on 2,500 calories per day in a previous video, and I lost about 2 to 3 kilos. Now, if I had actually been successful at eating 2,000 calories per day and done it for a week, then you can see what would have clearly happened would have just probably would have lost an extra kilogram, maybe even more. I would have been smaller, more depleted, and yeah, I would have lost a little bit more fat, but I would have lost a little bit more muscle mass as well. Now, if we say that hypothetically I was somehow miraculously able to continue to eat 2,000 calories per day, and I did so week after week after week, what would happen would be that initially the rate of weight loss would be pretty steep, pretty goddamn steep, but then it would eventually taper off and balance out. Okay, my body would reach a state of homeostasis whereby everything would pretty much stay the same. But obviously at this point in time, however long down the line this would be, I would be a much smaller version of myself. Yes, I'd be shredded, but the amount of muscle mass which I would be able to maintain would be much lower than, say, for example, now. So I'd just be a skinnier version of myself, maybe weighing around, the low 80s, 85 kilograms maybe at tops. The only time I've successfully been able to eat 2,000 calories per day was at the end of a competition prep where I'd gradually been tapering down my calories, and I think the last 2 weeks before the show I kind of hovered around 2,000 calories, and I'll tell you now, life did suck quite a lot. But you can kind of see from the footage what kind of state my physique was in. Very lean, but much smaller than I am now, and obviously I don't really have to make this clear to you guys, my quality of life wasn't great. I was constantly hungry. Sleep was very hard to actually achieve. I was constantly waking up, constantly wanting to go to the fridge. Mood swings were wild, I had no sex drive, and yeah, life just wasn't very fun at all. The only way I would have been able to somehow maintain that would be if I'd pulled back drastically on the amount of calories I was burning on a week-to-week basis. So I'd have to cut back on my training sessions, maybe even do just 3 weightlifting sessions per week. And I'd have to pull back on the amount of cardio I was doing, the amount of steps I'd be doing on a day-to-day basis. So it'd be possible, but it's not something I'd really want to do because I love to train. I mean, this is really ultimately down to what your goals are. If you just want to have a kind of, athletic physique and do the least amount of work possible, you could do that by eating 2,000 calories and just having 3 pretty savage gym sessions per week. But if you want to train more than that, you want to be bigger, more muscular, and have more freedom with the types of food that you eat and how often you eat and how much, then you're gonna have to eat more. Now, let's move on to those individuals who are already eating 2,000 calories per day on average. And this is very common. I find people that sign up to my physique transformation course, when they start off, they write down the stats in the Facebook group, and a lot of them are telling me, they're eating between 1,800 all the way up to like 2,100 calories. And more often than not, they all tend to have the same kind of physiques. It's kind of like skinny fat. They might have a bit of shape on them because they've been training beforehand, but there's quite a lot of fat which they're holding on to. And they always ask me, Mike, first of all, what should I do? Should I bulk or should I cut? And second of all, help me out because nothing's happening, right? I have not seen any change over the past few weeks. And that makes sense. If you keep doing the same thing, you're eating the same amount of calories week after week after week, there isn't going to be that much change. And a lot of these individuals, they're too scared to eat more because they think, I'm just going to get fat, I'm going to put on more body fat, and they're too afraid to cut calories back further because they think they're going to lose size. That's if they can actually take away more calories from the 2,000 calories they're only consuming, which is not much. Now, if we took one of those individuals who's eating 2,000 calories per day, they could technically still make improvement if they placed their body in a perfect environment for building muscle and losing fat. So more often than not, they'd need to get more sleep. They'd need to optimize their nutrition, so eat higher quality foods. Maybe they need to improve their ratio of macros, so more protein, less fats, things like that. Maybe they need to step up the intensity in the gym, improve the mind-muscle connection, the quality of the reps, maybe even get a coach. There's so many different things which they could improve upon, which would help them to actually possibly improve their body composition. But ultimately, again, it's that same situation. If they did miraculously sort out every aspect of their life, yeah, there'd be change, but it'd be short-lived and everything would stay the same again. So if that individual wants to continue to see progress, they're gonna have to start eating more. Now, let's say, for example, that individual was eating 2,000 calories and they said to me, Mike, I need to get shredded in 4 weeks. What can I do? Okay, so they're looking at the short run game. They would potentially be able to create a further deficit by burning more calories, so doing more steps, maybe doing some more cardio on the treadmill. They could create a further deficit from that 2,000 calories. But again, it's going to get harder and harder with each week. And ultimately, like we saw in the examples of when I cut my calories drastically, you'll just end up being a smaller version of yourself, a skinnier version of yourself with less muscle mass. Just look at these fitness guys on Instagram. I'm sure a lot of you guys are following these people. Those people out there with the best physiques, you know, they've got a very muscular, very lean physique. They are not eating 2,000 calories per day, every day. There may be a few days in the year where they are, but the majority of the time, those people are eating much more than that, 3,000 calories or more, okay? In order for you to maintain a significant amount of muscle mass, you need to be consuming a significant amount of calories in the first place. These guys are machines. They're going to the gym, they're burning loads of calories, they're shifting heavy weight, and they're doing this on a day-to-day basis. And these people are extremely regimented with the way they train, okay? They're very consistent with it. They're training week in, week out. They're pretty consistent with their nutrition programming as well, I'm sure. There may be a few days where they eat a bit of crap or they may binge. I'm sure, you know, you've seen a lot of YouTubers do that. I'm guilty of that, doing it as well. But because I have such a high metabolism and I've got a lot of muscle mass, it doesn't really cause me that much damage. So if you're watching this and you are eating 2,000 calories per day, I would imagine that you're pretty frustrated with the way things are progressing and you want to change. I'm sure a lot of you guys who are watching this video of mine want to build a more muscular physique. So ultimately, you need to start eating a little bit more and maybe switching up your training programming. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail about how to do that. In fact, I'm not going to go into any detail about that in this video because we'll be going on and on. I'm going to do another video on that, how you can boost your metabolism, how you should go about eating more, and thinking about how you can sort out your body composition and think about the bigger picture and how you can do it sustainably and enjoyably long into the future. So that video will be out in a matter of days. The link will be in the description, and that's that. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.